What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life and TV. I'm Poetry. This is a little fires everywhere thoughts video. Not really a recap. I still need to bring you guys the recap, and I am. But since I haven't, I figure I'm just going to put this out there, just give you my little thoughts right now. While I'm on my way to work. Hopefully my mount stays up. It's the adhesive is not sticking because it's been like over 100 degrees in my car every day once I get off work. When I come back, my doggone mount is on the floor. So I need to buy me a new mount because the adhesive that I got on her is 2 years old. So it gave me a good run. So yeah, this is going to be just some thoughts on little fires everywhere. Now, myself and Miss Honey briefly spoke about getting together and then doing some talk pieces about the show itself. I still want to do that, but in the meantime, right now, I'm just gonna give you what I got. So I told you guys before that I was in a Little Fires Everywhere. Ooh, good gosh almighty, a Little Fires Everywhere Facebook group. I believe the creator of the group, Angie Ray, is a viewer on this channel, because she found me through the video that I shared on Facebook and asked me to join the group. Now, in the group, I do know a lot of the actors who portray on the show. A lot of actors who portray the characters on the show are part of the group. A few of them. The young man who plays Trip, the young lady who plays BB, and I believe the young lady that plays Pearl and the young lady that plays Lexi are all in the group. And the only reason why I believe they're in the group because they always get tagged. Now, remember when she announced that Trip and BB's characters, the actors who play them, were in the group, she announced it. So I believe they're all in the group. So the group, let me tell y'all. So a few of y'all joined the group after I mentioned it. Some of you were already in the group before I mentioned it, because you actually talked to me in the group. I had to mute the group, y'all. I had to mute the group because it was bringing up anger in me. And the anger that it was building up in me was because of white women and a few black women who defends what these white women say, who I like to call the slave hive mind. And before I insulted people in this group on a mass scale, I decided to walk away. Like, you can only say what you're gonna say so many times without it being heard. Or you're gonna say what you can say so many times. You know, I don't even like to repeat myself. And realize it's like you're just repeating yourself. That's at some point. So I had to mute myself from the group. I had to mute myself from the group for another time because a lot of people in the group have read the book and they keep talking about the book. They don't know how to shut the fuck up, or they don't even know how to shut the fuck up about the episode. Like, there's a rule in the group. They the show post Wednesday at midnight. Do not post anything about the episode to after 6 p.m. It allows people time to watch it. These hoes can't do that. So, and you can't scroll through, say if you don't want to read it, don't scroll through it. You can't scroll through it to know that it's something that you not want to read without fucking reading it. So I muted myself in the group. So if y'all are in the group and y'all haven't seen me talking, that's why. One, because I want to, it was a couple women in there that I want to drill my fist through their face. Couple of them. And if y'all in that group, y'all probably know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. So this show has stirred up a lot of prejudice feelings, a lot of racist feelings, a lot of hate talk. And what I've noticed about the group itself is that the black women in there, as soon as we ask the question to one of the white women in the group, we're taken as being argumentative. Sweetie, I asked the question. This is the discussion. We're discussing the episode, we're discussing your topic, we're discussing whatever. But if I ask a question, I'm being argumentative. And so so that right there gets on my nerves. I find myself intentionally commenting on these posts just to back up the person who they believe is being argumentative. Sometimes I may not even agree with what the fuck they talking about, but just because of how the situation went down, I'm up here arguing with them about this shit. Secondly, I find that a lot of the white women on the show who argue against the fact that Elena shows racism or prejudice, but argues the fact that Mia is the one that's hateful and racist. I find that a lot of us as black women in this group, we will argue our point to the point of exhaustion. Like I said, at some point you just get tired of fucking arguing with people. We will debate our point, not even argue, we debate our point or discuss our point or lay down our views to the point of, at the end, we're saying, you know what, I'm just glad we can have a conversation about this. I'm just glad we can talk about this. When in true essence, at some point, I'm like, okay, good. This is an open, healthy dialogue that we're having here. But at some point, when you see the same people repeating the same shit every fucking time, you realize that this is not a healthy discussion. This is not a healthy discussion, and we has just pacified they bitch asses, because I'm going to call them bitch asses on here, because I don't want to call them bitch asses in the damn group, because I don't want to disrespect Angie's group. Angie Ray, if I'm not mistaken, she's an actress, a beautiful young sister, an actress who is doing her own thing out there. Like, she started this group, and I don't want to cause animosity in her group, because I can be. I can ruffle feathers, and sometimes I can ruffle them on purpose. So when I realized that I was about to ruffle feathers on purpose, I had to mute. I had to mute the group. One of the things that started off with a lot of people, a lot of white women in the group, believe that Mia's character is very hostile. And I had asked, what makes her hostile? Up until that episode, what have we seen her do that would display hostility? Which at this point was nothing. She raised her voice at Pearl, but so has Elena. So Elena has raised it at Izzy. So what makes Mia hostile and not Elena? And that be the thing. They can call out all of Mia's shit, call her racist, call her hostile, call her this, call her that, but not do the same for Elena. Elena and Mia, to me, are two sides of the same coin. They a lot of times do the exact same thing, just in a different way. And they respond the exact same way. And they just have different consequences at the end. So I find myself defending Mia even when I don't agree with some of the actions she's done, because of how these people are I'm gonna say attacking the character. They've gone so far to not only just attack the character, they attacked Kerry Washington playing the character because they don't like the character. Because in the book, the character was more docile, from what I'm hearing. She didn't really speak up to the good white folks like she really does on this show. And really, she doesn't argue necessarily until she's really pushed into that zone. She's very assertive. She's very, she lacks the kiss ass emotion when she's talking to people. She has zero fucks to give when you trying to be friendly to her, because she don't want your friendliness. She's not trying to be your fucking friend, so she has zero fucks to give. So she's not gonna play that, oh, that's so sweet, that's so nice. She's like, what we doing here? Okay, that's how she is. So the white people in this group have taken that as hostility, which I have, or of course, they also use angry too. So she's an angry black woman, basically, in these people's mind. And Elena is just trying to be kind. She's just trying to be kind. Now, we was having a discussion here on my channel about it, which I believe is a healthy discussion. But again, the people that I'm discussing this with are our sisters. And so, Elena's kindness. Just let me break down her kindness to you, in my point of view. Elena's kindness is pity. There's no kindness at all. She may do a kind act, but it generally stems from pity, because she has this idea in her mind of what a wholesome American, a wholesome family is supposed to be like. And if you're anything unlike her, which includes your race, which includes your financial status, then you ain't shit. You are to be pitied. And I, as the good white savior, have to do everything that I need to do just to save you and bring you on up from your regressions. You know, that's Elena. As we learned so far from episode 4 and 5, Mia ain't as broke as we thought. Even I thought she was a struggling person, but then when you really sit back and you think about it, what struggling person can pick up and move from city to city to city when they want to? What struggling person has the financial capabilities to do that? If we really sit back and think about it, if you broke, you broke. Okay? Mia is not BB at home with a crying baby who can't afford to feed herself or her child. That has not been Mia. Mia makes it do what it do, baby. Mia basically is what I would consider the typical black woman, probably a typical mother for real, but I know the black experience, doing what the fuck they gotta do to make sure it got done, making sure that her kids don't want for shit. Now, Mia, this is just, Elena looks at money as power. In order for you gotta have money to have power. You use money to make stuff happen. As we saw when she tried to buy off BB and sell her baby, or sell her pay off BB to not want to come get her baby back. You know, she figured that money fixes all poor people's problems. Money is the band-aid to all poor people's problems. And like I said, when we learn from Mia, she's a famous artist. So much so that she was able to sell a picture of her pregnant ass sitting in a bathtub full of blood. That's what it looked like to me, was blood. For $400,000. That's how much she sold that photograph for of herself. $400,000. So, and just listening to her talk to her seller, her agent, she has a lot of pieces that she could sell and that she has sold. It's just that one particular one that everybody wanted, you know. So she's not broke. I think Mia, in my mind, is the type of person who was trying to keep money not being a controlling factor of who she is. She's trying to keep her child humble, keep herself humble. Because, you know, they say money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. So, I'm on a limb here, but I'm guessing that she doesn't want to have money dictate who she is as a person. So, being a creative person, she rather work for what she has. As far as like creation, she likes to create things instead of me having to go out there and just give you everything just because I had the money to do it. We're gonna work for what we have. She also seems to what's the other what I was going to say? Not just work for what we have, but like say, like even we're going to the Goodwill. A lot of when I look at a lot of these millionaires, a lot of them are frugal as fuck. That's how they keep their goddamn money, by being frugal. They don't have to be flashy. They out here driving in they little Toyota Priuses, you know, stuff like that, instead of out here in these Benzos. They don't have to be flashy. They don't have to show the world they have money. Mia uses her money to, in this particular case, to help someone because she fucks up. Like I say, Elena tried to buy off BB to help her friend, whatever, you know, to make the problem go away. Mia did the same thing, so to speak, because Mia inserted herself in a situation she really had no business doing. And because now she sees the pain and hurt that she's caused BB because of this, she's using her money to fix it as well. She's really buying off of BB's pain. Let's say it was easy for her. And people keep saying she's doing all this to help BB, but she won't help her own daughter. And truth be told, what did Pearl really need help with? Except for understanding who she is as a person. I still am pissed off about Mia not wanting to share that part of her. Unless Mia was raped or abused by whoever her father is or the family, I'm having a hard time, you know, accepting the fact that she won't give this girl some part of herself as far as the knowledge. But yeah, as I said, this is how I say Elena and Mia are the same person. They both interject their selves and shit that they don't have nothing to do with. They both have prejudice about one another. Even when we was talking about in the comment section about Elena warning, well, see, in this particular case, she wasn't warning Mia. Elena telling Mia about how the schools were integrated. We talked about that in depth in the comment section. And a few of you were saying that if a black person was telling me this, would I have the same reaction? And the reason why I said no, I wouldn't have the same reaction, because the intent is different. I don't think I used the word intent at the time, but the intent of it is different. Because when Elena decides to rent to, or she's trying to rent to Mia, Elena mentions that the school is integrated as if that was a concern for Mia. Why she felt that would be a concern for Mia. I was unclear. No, I was clear. Because she's black. If there was a white person that she was written to, she would not have told that white person that the school's integrated. And your response probably is, well, why would she need to? Well, the schools are integrated. Maybe that white person not comfortable with the integrated schools. Okay? But she wouldn't have did that. She would not have told a white person that the schools are integrated. She was only feeding into the integration story with Mia because she wanted to make Mia comfortable enough to be there. Like I say, it's a pity situation. I know that because you black girl, I just want you to be comfortable that we good white people here. We progressive in this town. Let me show you how progressive we are. My mama was on the board when the integration happened. I'm a product of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. That's what she's telling her. You could be cool with my whiteness. Because Mia is a bit standoffish. Not a bit. Mia's standoffish. Ain't no bit to it. Mia's standoffish. We don't know exactly at this point why she's so standoffish towards white people. But generally speaking, most black people are like side-eye white people. I'm telling you, generally speaking, because our history has shown us time and time again that their intentions toward us can cause us harm. Even friendships, as I've talked about in my situation here at work, our friendships can still cause us harm, because when it comes down to it, most white people gonna side with white people. Most black people gonna side with black people. When it comes down, most times. So the friendship shit goes out the window. Okay. So when Mia took the job at the house, I'm probably skipping around. I'm out of place. When Mia took the job at the house, and she told Elena, I want your friend. You always want to be, white people always want to be friends with them. I'm not your friend. I only took the job to protect my daughter, to keep an eye on you. Now, like I say, I can call out Mia's bullshit too, on her hypocrisy as well, because what Elena is doing with Pearl, you're doing with Izzy. You know, she's doing with Izzy. That's why I say these two women are the same. They just opposite sides of the same coin, and neither one of them can see where they are being wrong in a situation. But like I said, in that group, they only can call out Mia's issue. And I'm so sick of the black girls that's in that group that keep defending their motherfucking asses. Like, she's just being kind. She's being kind. The only kind act that Elena did in that whole situation as far as renting the house to me is when she walked outside and saw the car and said, oh my God, this was the woman that was sleeping in the parking lot, let me help her. That was the only kind of act. But the whole interaction inside the house, she didn't know who the fuck Mia was. She didn't know she was the woman that was in that car. She didn't even know what her income status was. You know, to make a lot of the implications that she was making about, you know, a lot of the implications about money, about school, she knows shit about Elena to her to be making these generalizations about her. But like I said, when we saw her sleep in the car, yeah, you could assume that she's homeless. We all did, because I was like, girl, you struggling. You sleeping in the fucking gremlin. And then come to find out, no, she can get money if she want to. The show is I need to take my time with y'all, because it's drumming up. I don't know. In a time that I need to be feeling love for people right now, it's drumming up angry feelings and angry emotions. It's drumming up, not necessarily always angry, but just it's getting me fucking emotional to the point that I want to like punch people in the throat over stupidity. And I can't keep sitting back just allowing people to be so prejudiced, and then for me to just sit back and try to pacify and say, oh, this is good conversation, when basically nothing is being heard. Because we just arguing the same shit over and over again. And that's these characters are a perfect example. Pearl wants to be white so bad. She wants to fit in with that crowd so bad. As if I was watching the movie Quinn the Cochran. I love that movie. And we will look at where they lived at, because being as westernized as we are, as the slums. Okay? These people were happy to a certain extent. And it wasn't until they were shown something different, the finer side of life, that they start to look down on what they had. And that's kind of how I see it with Pearl. Pearl was fine with life. She may have been tired of moving around, not really having friends, but being the educated young girl that she is, she's very, even though she's moved around school to school, she's very fucking educated, very smart. So her mama has not like hindered her educational growth. Her mama has not hindered her experience with life itself, by moving her around like army brats, military kids get moved around as well. Don't sit in one place too long, so still, you know what I'm saying? And nobody says, oh, that's fucked up that their parents having them moving around like that. They think, oh my goodness, they getting a life experience that nobody else can get as an army brat or army child. But a single black woman doing it, she ain't shit. You treating your daughter so fucking bad. It's just amazing to me, the one-sidedness of the commentary that I see on this show, which is making me be very biased, and I'm trying not to be biased. I'm trying to show both viewpoints, but y'all about to make me just to say fuck it. I swear for goodness, I'm at work, y'all. Let me get off here. I'll talk to y'all later. This is just my thoughts. You know, what the fuck am I doing today? All right, I got to peace.